talk of the day is Kevin Huerter back at practice fully. What does that mean for you guys? How close is he to returning? And is he a starter? Is he coming off the bench? What do you got?
I think he's close. They haven't said give me the green light that he'll be able to play on
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, but I think he's close. He looks good. He doesn't seem like he's missed a beat at all. If he plays, he'll probably start. But right now, we got to get the green light to see if he's going to play.
It seems like there's like a logic that gets floated around if you don't lose your starting spot due to injury. But Keon played pretty well in those minutes. Just kind of what goes into your decision on what to do with that spot in the lineup?
There's a lot. I mean, again, I know for sure. Keegan's going to start, Donna's going to start, Tamara's going to start. I said this earlier, and Fox is going to start. And then from there, we'll evaluate it. But right now, until he's cleared to play in a real game, that's kind of how I'm looking at it as. If he's not cleared, then Keon most likely will start. But that could change too. So when I get the green light that he's cleared, we'll make that decision. But I try not to. And it can happen. I'm not going to put myself in a box and say that if a guy gets injured, a new guy steps in, and we run off 10 in a row, when that guy comes back for game 11, I'm going to probably keep it rolling, or something like that. So you try to think of it that way, but it's not 100% or set in stone to always happen that specific way.
A lot of high caliber offensive talent on this team. Last year, your half court offense took a little bit of a step back. How much does Kevin help that, and how important is it that you're elite in that area this year?
He helps a lot. Last year we didn't shoot free throws well. We didn't shoot the three ball well, and we paid the price by taking huge drops in both those areas throughout the course of the year. Hopefully we can shoot it at a higher clip from the beginning instead of in spurts like we did last year, and knock down free throws. And I think that'll help with our overall offense just in general. And whether it's the full court or the half court, you look at a guy like Kevin, and you look at a guy like even a guy like Doug, and their pace. It just brings a certain level of gravity to the game because of how well they move. They know when to cut back door, when to come off a DHO, when to stop, when to go quick, when to slow down, and all that stuff is hard to guard when you have guys with the IQ that they have. So it's definitely a great dimension to have on our team. That's a little something different than the other stuff that we have.
I guess you're more concerned probably with what you saw defensively than the shooting in the preseason.
Yeah. We gotta. I truly. I mean, I think we didn't shoot well last year, but we shot it we didn't shoot like we did in year one, which wasn't expected because we had a historic year shooting the ball in year one for most of our guys. But I think we shot 26% in the preseason last year. We went 1-4, and I handcuffed our guys some offensively too. But I truly believe that our shooting will be better this year than what it was last year, and consistently at a pretty high level. Defensively, I have some concerns, and we just have to go out there and do what we're supposed to do on that end of the floor to give ourselves a chance. And if we do, I think we can be a pretty good defensive team.
How are you breaking that down? Like, what are you seeing in terms of like deficiencies or just assignments or schemes or whatever people are?
Yeah, so something new that we introduced to our guys this year, or that we're emphasizing more this year than in the past, is our shifts. We weren't great keeping the ball out of the paint, and so trying to keep that basketball out of the paint is going to be a big emphasis of ours. So making sure our shifts are correct, and while we're shifting, that we're impacting the ball the correct way. Making sure that we're getting, while we're in a shift, we're active and we're alert, so that we can close out and get to shooters and contest shots, the right way. And then if we do get beat, a dribble drive, or if a guy is playing a pick and roll game and he rolls and he gets behind our big, that our low man is really active, that he's active and he's getting to the body earlier than later and with some level of physicality, or he's coming across and going vertical or taking a charge, and then we're rotating out of that help on the backside. So those are areas that we have to make sure that we're pretty efficient at from Jump Street.
With that shift, what are some of the keys to effectively helping limit that penetration, but not reach in and drawing a foul there?
Well, it's going to be big for us too. I'm assuming we're going to be better at that, where we're going to be physical at a pretty high level, but not sending guys to the free throw line, and that's part of it. You got to have some gamesmanship when you're trying to impact the ball without necessarily reaching all the time, because if you reach, guys are so crafty and clever on our level that it's a foul. And if you pick up 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of a quarter, now you're in trouble, because probably at the 7-minute mark, every foul is going to be free throws the rest of the way through. So we have to, again, be able to shift what I call big, shift with an alertness, and not ball watch. If I'm the shift guy, I'm not looking at the ball here, but I'm in position to see both, because if I stare at the ball, he's cutting back door, and then it's going to start the domino effect. So there's some things that come to play when you're dealing with the shift that our guys are getting better at, and we got to continue to get better at it as the season goes along. But being big, having gamesmanship with the ball, knowing how to impact it to discourage the drives while knowing where my man is and being able to get back to him at the same time.
I know you guys don't have a ton of size, but Huerter is 6'7". I'm curious maybe what you need to see out of him defensively this year when he gets those opportunities.
Kev's a smart guy. He's in the right place a lot of times. Because we don't have size, we have to come across and use our body to go vertical and or take a charge. And so, I need all of our wings to be willing to sacrifice their body to do that, because if we're known as a team that's going to do that, or to sacrifice their body to go vertical or to take a charge, your opponent's going to think twice about going there, especially if they see a body there early. And so for us, it's going to be paramount that we take that hit, take the hit the right way to help limit the rim attempts or the uncontested rim attempts that we've seen in the past.
You challenged him quite a bit last year to become a better defender.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seemed like the effort was there. I guess I'll ask, would you agree that certainly the effort was there, but did he get there? Did he get close to what you needed from him on the defensive side?
He's getting better for sure. The effort's there. He's a very, very smart guy, and really, 2 years ago, I challenged he and Malik, to make sure that they're aware and active on the weak side, and when they're coming across, to go vertical and or to take a charge. And not that Kevin's done a bad job of it, but I got to give Malik credit, because he's really tried, and Kevin has to continue locking in with that, like Malik has to a certain degree. And if we can get them both, and then I don't expect them to be perfect at it. Nobody's going to be perfect at it, but if we can get them both playing at a high level, being a weak side defender, and doing their work early versus any type of dribble drive, then that's going to help our defense, in my opinion, tenfold. So I didn't just challenge Kevin. I challenged the whole team, first of all, but 2 years ago I specifically challenged Malik and Kevin in this area.
For you personally, how much do you enjoy the beginning of the season? Just what's your mindset going into another new year?
It's fun, especially here, man. The fans are excited. You can feel the energy from everybody, and you want to do well for yourself, and it's about the guys in the huddle and all that. But with the way our fans with the way the passion is from our fans, you want to do well for them too, and so it makes it fun. But the tough part about it is we've had a few injuries and in the preseason, and so this is probably the first time that I still feel like I don't have my hands wrapped all the way around what I want to do, because not everybody that's going to play during the regular season played in the preseason. So it's exciting from the standpoint that everybody grew another year. It's exciting from the standpoint that we have some new faces in here that are going to contribute. And then it's also exciting to a certain degree because I don't quite know exactly what we have yet, So looking forward to Thursday night.
Thanks, everyone.